Hello and welcome back to Bricking It. Today we're back in the room of requirements, taking a quick break from Diagon Alley to get back inside Hogwarts. So if you've seen the first part of this video, you'll be familiar with this scene. It's one of the scenes of the room of requirements actually doing its thing. It's reversible. On the other side we obscure the vanishing cabinet. See all Professor Trelawney's sherry bottles. And all of these room of requirement modules were covered in the first part of this video. In part 2, we slightly adjusted the format of the room so that we could add scenes from outside. So when we're not using the room of requirement, we could use it as a grand staircase in this example. And we've also used it as the setting for various famous scenes that only take place in individual movies, such as the Forbidden Corridor, or the writing on the wall, or even outside the room of requirements. Now, even though The Order of the Phoenix is the film in which the room of requirements really gets to shine in its own right, it's the first time we see it, it's also a film where we get a couple of other interesting scenes that only appear in that book. Here is the interior for the first one. This is Firenze's classroom, which was only in the books, never in the films. Just give you a look. You can see on the back here, we actually flick out one stud deeper than the base because the base only goes back and we've got this brick of space. So we can actually add a bit more depth to the scene. Got to be a bit careful with this one when we insert it into the module, as you'll see shortly. Got these two studs on the side here, so we kind of have to curve the trees up and underneath those studs. There's no particular difficulty in that. And then we get our Firenze's classroom. Quite simply built. All of these tree techniques, ones that have appeared in other sets. And with the addition of Firenze himself and a couple of likely looking Hufflepuffs, we get our first scene, Firenze's divination class. So this one's just from the books, doesn't appear in the movies at all. It does give us a chance to use the room when we're not displaying a room of requirement scene. So that's our first unit. Let's have a look at the next one. So our second scene replicates one of the Weasley's acts of rebellion against Umbridge, where they turned the entire corridor into a swamp. This is all based on a 6x14 base plate. To put a couple of extra tiles at the front just to fill up the full 7 studs of depth that we've got. And then with some trans dark blue, I believe, we just flooded the corridor up to the bottom step, where we see this impressed looking Gryffindor waiting. I will kind of want to make a little raft or a punt, because part of the story in the book is that Filch punts the students across. See, we had to put the leaves on the bottom of the branches just so there was no clash with the upper floor when it went in. And it works out quite nicely and gives us nice foliage above. So that's our 2 new scenes. Nothing from the films at all. 2 completely book-only scenes that just gives us something else to do with the room of requirement. I've got at least one more scene I want to put in here, and I'm still debating whether to put the prefect's bathroom in, as it's another one and done scene from the books. But I don't want all the action to be happening just in this one module of my castle. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave us a like, share it with your friends, and if you'd like to see more Hogwarts MOC builds, then please subscribe to Bricking It. Bye bye.